Hello again, my fellow nerds. Today's topics are why I love the Vex and what is anti-PD-1 therapy. So the Vex, just as an enemy race in the game, they always have these fantastic architectures. I love these triangle-shaped doors with energy. I love robots that time travel and attack us from all points of possibility. And even though the storyline of Panoptis, I know that expansion pack with Osiris wasn't the most popular thing in the world, but I enjoyed the final boss fight. Really, all of the Vex boss fights are a lot of fun for me. I enjoy any of just even this shot, just visually. That is such an amazing shot of that Hydra coming in front of the molten background. It's just all so fantastic, and the idea of the infinite forests and just everything being simulated endlessly on Mercury is such a cool thing, making Mercury possibly my favorite location in the solar system. Yeah, and you'll see a lot of shots of me just kind of walking around doing stuff, and even if the gameplay is not the most exciting thing, just visually it just makes me happy. And here I am destroying my favorite enemy race, because what fun is it if you don't kill what you love? But in terms of anti-PD-1 therapy, what is that? So I use it primarily just for melanoma. It's a type of skin cancer, and the idea is that on the surface of your cells, you have little receptors, things that identify each of your cells and what they are to the rest of your body. And all PD-1 does is it identifies whether or not a cell needs to be destroyed by your immune system. If they take damage, or if they replicate if they split so many times, it's no longer a good idea for them to be used by the rest of your body. And in the same way that unsafe buildings are demolished, your body gets rid of cells that are no longer useful to the greater whole. And all cancer does, because clearly it's not appropriate for it to be there, is it learns to manipulate this system to flag itself as a cell that's still supposed to be there. And the PD-1 therapy just uses antibodies to attach to these receptors and cover them up. And if they can no longer falsely identify themselves as a healthy cell, the body sees them for what they are and destroys them. So it ends up being this kind of interesting mix of all natural and pharmaceutical, because you're still putting a drug into the person's body. Interrupting myself, I love this shot of Cade floating in the air. You're still putting a drug into the person's body. It's usually done as an infusion straight into the vein, but at the same time, the body is helping itself. The patient's body is doing a lot of the work on its own, so you can still have some side effects like fatigue or nausea or kind of some flu-like symptoms. It's tolerated far better from what I've seen than some other treatment options, and so it's very... there's a very positive sense about it. I don't know if anyone's heard of Jimmy Carter, but some people refer to it as the Jimmy Carter drug because of it being used on him. And it's great for systemic treatments and as a follow-up to surgery, because sometimes even if you cut out a tumor, there can be a few cells here or there that you just can't visualize. And this kind of systemic approach is a great way to follow up a surgery. It's a kind of an insurance method, or using it if it's unresectable, if the disease is spread to the point that it's not appropriate to do surgery. This is a great option in that case. Yeah, so that's why I love the Vex and what anti-PD-1 therapy is, and I'll see all of you next time.
Mercury. That's bad.
Remember how I said the Vex anticipate everything? They have automated intruder countermeasures here. They'll react and block whatever we do. We gotta cut off the barrier's power supply. Be unpredictable. Just like we thought, they're ready for us. All we can do is fight our way in.